Hello. Right. I seem to be reliably here at 9:33 every time. At night. Welcome along. We are doing... well, last week we had a poll between whether I should do Sega or Nintendo. I haven't done a poll this time. I've just gone straight for Sega because I have to make up for something I did last week. Make up to myself. I don't know if I'm making up to anybody else. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah... last week's stream, I tried to play Outrun, and I said, oh, there must be some bug in the emulator. Now, I think there is a bug in the emulator that's causing the weirdness at the start. There's this shh sound, and I don't know if it's meant to be the audience cheering you off the starting line and it's going on a bit too long, or maybe it was always like that and I just don't remember. That's also always possible, you know. But there's a reason that I couldn't get past the first time stage. And that reason was me. I thought it was some bug in the game. I thought, this is ridiculous. I even answered my own question in a way. I can't physically go any faster. I'm flat out. I've got the accelerator all the way down. Well, I mean, it's a button, so it has to be all the way down. This is not sophistication on that sort of level. I've not got a steering wheel or pedals. Just your bog standard controller. A for accelerate, B for brake, and a D-pad. But you see, on that D-pad is an up and a down button. Now, normally in driving games, or at least of this nature, it's just left and right, isn't it? Yeah. The reason I couldn't get through the first time stage is because I wasn't able to go fast enough. The reason I wasn't able to go fast enough was not because of a bug. It was because I forgot that in Outrun... oh, nobody reminded me either, so let's share the blame there. In Outrun, there's a low and a high gear. Only 2 gears, but when you get to the top end of the low gear, you're meant to change gear. But you can't start off in high gear. So you have to start off in low gear, hit top speed, and then change to high gear. And that's the only way you get through the time stage. And so basically, I was... I don't know, the car analogy, I guess, would be trying to go at motorway speeds in second. It's not quite the same because, I mean, the speeds in this game are supposedly like nearly 200 kilometres an hour. What's that in miles? 100 and odd? I don't know, off the top of my head. 5 miles is 8 kilometres, so roughly 110, 120, something like that, maybe. So, tonight, I'm going to try and rectify that. Going to try and actually get through at least one time stage. So let's... you hear the screech on my keyboard as it slides away, but that I don't mind you hearing that. I'm intentionally sliding the keyboard away because, as you may remember from another previous stream, I ended up accidentally pushing the space bar, or leaning against the space bar. I didn't even intend to press it, and the result was that the game went at like 1,000 times speed. So yeah, lost all my lives. Now in this case you wouldn't lose all your lives. I guess you just go careening off the track at super speed. I don't know what would happen. So I'll do Outrun for a bit, see how far I get. If I get bored, I'll say bored, but if I get to the point where I'm frustrated, then I'll probably switch to Game Boy, and I've got a couple of Game Boy games lined up that we didn't play last time, so yeah. But first, Outrun. So this was the game that I remember completing, and yeah, sorry about that sound. But I remember completing it, but I don't remember anything else because for some reason I got into like a sort of almost like a trance mode. Oh, down for high gear. That's confusing. Actually, got to press down because can you see that L and H at the top of the screen? That's the low and high gear, and it automatically clicks. Did you see it then? It clicked down to low gear because I crashed into the back of that car there. So if you manoeuvre too fast around a corner, it'll knock down to low gear. So the skills are not only staying on the track, but also making sure that it stays in high gear on the straights. And sometimes it stays in high gear even though you're going around a corner, but in this case not. Or it might be also, thinking about it, I might have to get a little bit more skillful on the D-pad. So I might not get through this time stage, having said that. I've just realised now, it's not automatically clicking back into low gear, it's just that if I press slightly high on the D-pad, I'm actually hitting up and left at the same time, rather than staying in high gear. Way! Yeah, I remember it being very slow to get back on the track, so we're back in low gear again. No, not high gear yet. No, gosh, why is it the wrong way around? Why would you press up to go into low gear? You press... Oh, well. 10 seconds. Am I going to get there? The map will show... No, I'm not, because I crashed. There, it did click into low gear automatically. Oh, well. Nope, game over. Right, okay. But we have learnt, or I've reminded myself actually. So basically, if I press left and right, that's steering. But I'm pressing it a little bit high, so I'm actually, as I said, I'm pressing up at the same time. I can't be bothered to film in here, man. No, just let's go. This is an arcade machine. We've got a visual log of everything that's going on in this, so. It's not got the same appeal as I know. I do miss those days. It's like you play and play and play just to get a chance to put your initials on that screen. Yeah, see the top speed is about 193 if you're not in high gear. Oh no, that's the problem. High gear is ridiculously fast. So no, terrible. But how I completed this, I don't know. Because this is the point. This is how I was all the way through playing it as a kid. And then, I don't know, it must have been a... Well, I don't know if it was a weekend. I think it was just like a half term, maybe. I don't know. I found myself with the TV to myself. And just kept playing and playing and playing. And as I say, just got into some weird... really weird trance state. It was quite freaky. Didn't like it. But as I say, I got to the end of the game basically. I'm going to slow down a bit. Just try and knock career off the track there. Although I think I've already lost too much time. Although I don't know, we're 17 seconds ahead, roughly. Oh, I clicked down gear by mistake. This is going to be annoying. I don't remember it being this sensitive. Maybe it's just this particular gamepad. Yes! We got through a checkpoint! Okay, well, that's progress. So, what are your memories of Outrun? Or did you have a favourite racing game that wasn't Outrun? Have you played Outrun 2? I don't know. I only remember having Outrun 1 for my Master System. And also, the Master System was the only console that I know I've said I've got Game Boy and Master System, but Nintendo Game Boy, it's a handheld, obviously. Whoops, I shouldn't have been talking. Talking and driving. But what I'm trying to say is that the only TV-based console I owned was the Master System. Ooh, bit of a spin there. That could have got back on the track. I'm sure it could have. I'm getting there. Now there's a fly flying right in front of the screen. I can't see what I'm doing properly. I need to be on the inside of the bends. I need to maybe listen to the actual... you know, those signs that tell you which way the bend's going to be. Yeah, I'm not going to make the time. Yes, this is a tricky game, this Outrun. Blooming tricky game. Right. Let's have another go. Let's try not to crash. Trying to come off the track. Try to get our gear changes slick. Try to remember to only steer by just pressing the bottom of the D-pad rather than the top. Oh, come on. Just clip the back there. I think we're okay as long as we keep going forwards. I mean, that sounded like a daft thing to say. I just mean, I think as long as I can avoid completely being thrown off the track, because that takes a long time to get back. As you've seen, for it to actually pick you up. You can just about get rid of these bends at full whack, but you can see it's throwing me to the outside of the bend. 293 kilometers an hour. Oh, I need to be on the outside though to get past that car. Double bends. Maybe just to slow down a bit. Come on, no, come on. I was still on the track. I was still on the track. I guess you can see how this almost directly translated from an arcade game, you know. It's sort of a game with some challenge, but that wasn't too long in a way. Well, the overall game is a long game, but the time stages are quite short. At least it's not costing me any money here. I don't have to put any coins in. Okay. So I need to be flat out now and not crash. Because I've already lost time back there. And that's the thing, you never seem to be able to make up time. That's what always frustrated me with these time stage games. You can never actually make up time. If you lost time at the start, that's it, pretty much. There we are. Going too fast to read those signs. Oh! Oh no! Again. Come on. So basically, I think, you know, you can equate chances of getting through to the next time stage to the amount of crashes almost exactly, I would have thought. Plot it on a line graph. Oh. Be annoying if I'm close to that stage though. 18 seconds was enough to get through it last time. Will 12 seconds be enough? That's another crash. Come on. Come on. Come on, third time stage, come on. Oh, I'm within spitting distance. Oh. And I don't know why it's making that sound again now. There must be a bug. Oh, spin out. What's annoying is I should... Oh, it was a bit quicker then, actually, when I was on the centre of the track. Just a little bit. Yeah, apologies for that sound. I don't know what that is. I think it's just a sound effect is meant to stop and the emulator's not stopping it. Or maybe there was a bug in the original game and I just don't remember. I have no idea. I know it's very difficult to see those other cars. If you're seeing it flickering, that's actually on the game I'm seeing as well. I mean, the road's meant to flicker, that's just because I'm going so fast. But the sprites... Oh, the sprites of the cars. No, need lower gear. So lower gear is what you need to... Well, like a normal car. To accelerate, so because I was at too low a speed then, I just couldn't pick up in high gear. This is going to be tight. Might make it if I don't hit that car. No, I'm not. I'm not going to make it the next time stage. So we haven't got to the fork in the road yet. Oh, definitely not now. Ah, well. How far did we get? Halfway, though. Halfway. Not bad, considering I haven't played this in... Well, since last week. But before last week, I haven't played it in... even longer than the FPS is. Probably about 20 years. Wouldn't be surprised. Well, no. No, I was in... No, actually, that can't be right. I was in comp then. Because a friend of mine sold me a load of games, so it's great. I had the one game that came with my Master System, Sonic the Hedgehog, inbuilt. Forgot to change the high gear then. And then, suddenly out of nowhere, thanks to them getting a new console, I had about 10 games then. So, that was pretty good. And can we make up time by not doing the silly things that I did last time in this section? That would be nice. Yeah, you know, Sonic 1, 2 and 3. Actually, I say Sonic 1, 2 and 3, Sonic 1, 2 and Sonic Chaos, which I always thought was Sonic 3. But I only discovered by looking through the game directory on Twitch that there was a Sonic 4. I had no idea. Absolutely no idea. Oh, that one always catches me. Especially going full pelt. Right, come on, go. So yeah, I was really grateful for that, you know, and wasn't interested in selling them for much, you know, just a few quid, had a bag full of games, it was great. I'm trying to remember what else I had, obviously Outrun. I honestly don't remember what other games there were. I have to find them in the attic is the answer. So for now I'm playing it on an emulator. I mean, even if I had them to hand, I probably would play on the emulator anyway, because obviously I can broadcast that directly on screen. But, I mean, I could plug the original console in with a capture card, that'd be quite cool. Definitely doable. What was I reading on tweet the other earlier? Somebody was getting criticised for... was getting criticised for what category they were putting the games in. It was a bit of a weird, petty thing to do. But I liked their retort, basically. They were being told, oh, why you put this in this category? And it's like, well, sorry, if the console doesn't have a HDMI port, I'm putting it in retro. I thought that was, well, brilliant and kind of right, really. I mean, I'm gonna guess, and it's a pure guess. God, that was terrible. I'm gonna guess, and it's a pure guess that the people offended may be PS1 players or something. And I get it, you know, we don't like to think of things as being retro. No, retro's okay, retro's cool. Vintage, well, vintage fashion is cool. But when you start calling games that we know and love vintage, and our memories are far more recent than vintage, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all. Maybe it's meant to be the passing breeze, I don't know, that shh sound at the start, but there we are. Yeah, vintage, no. But I totally agree with that. It's definitely retro if it doesn't have a HDMI port. And also we don't realise how old HDMI is. I mean, I looked at the back of my old computer the other day and I thought it being so much older it wouldn't have a HDMI port, but it does. So that's older than we'd like to think it is. Yeah, if I find my console, the problem is I keep finding bits of all my old computers and all my old... I'm talking about old computers now. I'm talking about my Spectrum Plus 2 and my Atari 800XL and all that. So I found the Atari 1010, which is the tape drive that goes with the Atari 800XL. And there's a special cable that I remember coming with it as well. Like a 12-pin sort of... It looks like a mini SCART, in a way. Mini SCART with round pins. If that makes sense as a description. I like a giant joystick. A giant joystick cable, but with only one side angled. And again, I've got that somewhere. And I mean, I don't intend selling it, but that's probably worth something on eBay in and of itself, because it's a rare cable. I don't know if it has a standard type. You know, most cables, even if they seem rare, if they obeyed some sort of international standard at the time, then you can get them. You just might have to hunt around for them. But this one, I don't know. I honestly don't know if you'd managed to get hold of it. Very bespoke cable. Oh, that was a proper crash out. But we gained 3 seconds earlier, so we might be alright. Maybe I just need to go slower through this bit. Stay in low gear. If I go straight down to low gear, does that have a braking action? Not necessarily. A little bit. Rather than actually physically having to brake, I mean. Yeah, that sort of worked. Okay, so I'll remember that next time. I got some tight bends coming up. Drop it down. We're improving. Through to another checkpoint. It's the furthest we've got so far. Oh, and then I messed it up. Come on, get back, get back, get back. So what was that, 3 checkpoints? I lost count. I think are there 5 checkpoints in total? I think so. So yeah, definitely making progress. But that was a proper crash out. Oh, come on, go, go, go. Ah. Almost. So close. I think I lost my time advantage there. So if you have more than a couple of crashes per level, you just can never make up enough time to get to the next checkpoint, unfortunately. So I think this is me done. Whether I'll get to the 4th checkpoint, I don't know. Isn't that tense? A low graphic game can get, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, for the time. I remember when I first plugged this into my Master System. And being genuinely wowed by it. Obviously now it's got the nostalgia value, but... Oh, no! I wasn't anywhere near the checkpoint anyway. Let's have a look on the map. 1, 2... Ooh, I miscounted definitely then. That was only 2. Okay. So another go. Bit of wheel spin at the start. Nice early change down, so smooth change of gear, smooth increase in speed on the straight. Try not to crash into the car or the palm trees. Generally good advice in any driving, outrun or otherwise. Try not to crash into palm trees. Yeah, these graphics genuinely wowed me at the time. Because I don't think I'd ever seen anything quite as detailed, quite as colourful, perhaps, as well. Actually, I shouldn't say colourful, because I had a black and white TV at the time. But still, even if it was grayscale, it was still colourful. Shadyful. Maybe. What's the right word? There's literally no colour. Well, actually, no. Greys are colours. Oh. Oh. Greys are definitely colours. So I'm going to count that. But yeah, just, you know, all the different things going on, and the fact you've got the distance scaling, I was amazed by it. I think before this, probably the last racing game I had was like a handheld. I never had any racing games on the Game Boy. I can't remember which one I had first, the Master System or the Game Boy. Honestly don't remember. But before that, my racing game was a little triangular fluorescent orange handheld. You know, remember those grandstand ones? Oh! Don't crash into tanks either. The tank will win, as I just proved. Yeah, little grandstand, fluorescent orange thing, a triangle with yellow buttons. Let me know if you remember that, because it was, you know, one of those games where you know, it's the same sort of setup. You got 3 lanes like now, but I can freely move across these 3 lanes, and so can the other cars. Whereas in this game, because it was an LCD, the car shapes were in fixed positions. You know, you either had left, centre, or right. It was still quite a lot of skill involved. Please don't let there be any tanks. Oh, I've never seen it go off there before. Go right off to the side. That was weird. But yeah, the oncoming cars then would be... It's very clever what they managed to achieve with those fixed LCD games, to be honest. So I guess actually, because it did have a clock on it, it was in a way my Game & Watch. You know, Game & Watch is famous. The Nintendo Game & Watch. Never had one of those. Saw them when I was younger. Never had one. Nah, I'm not going to get to the checkpoint again. Oh. Didn't get very far at all. I did worse this time. But I also went a different way, so I didn't have any memory of the course, did I? Guess that's probably why. Right then. Let's have another go. Count the checkpoints with me. Record it so far is 3. You got to steer, Jim. And again, apologies for that sound at the start. I honestly don't remember if it was in the original game or not. So I have to find these games in the attic. Mainly because the ones with save games. I don't know if this one. Actually, this one's got. You can save your initials on it. I never realised that these cartridges have batteries in them, so it would be very, very, very unfortunate if a perfectly good, perfectly well preserved cartridge gets destroyed just because I had no idea there was a battery in it. And I mean, I guess they never anticipated them lasting this long, perhaps, or you know, cartridges are pretty robust things. Maybe they're designed to be sort of. They thought that somebody would have broken it well before we had to worry about batteries leaking. But yeah, if you have a retro console lying around, check on them. But also, this is the thing, I don't know how to open the cartridges. I think the Master System ones might be more forgiving because they've got screws on them, but the Game Boy ones I looked at, I don't know how to open them. I honestly just don't even know how to attempt to open them. I don't want to risk destroying and or devaluing them to get to a battery that might not have leaked. So I don't know. Don't know what's for the best there, really. Right, now let's not go hell for leather around these corners, okay? This is what causes you to crash into signs. So I'm just, again, taking my driving instructor's words, just ease off the accelerator going into the bend. Slow down going into the bend, speed up coming out of them. It applies to driving, and it's applied to every racing game since 1987, and probably before, depending on how good the physics was in those games, I guess. Oh, that was pure luck I didn't hit the first one. I'll be honest. I think that might have been very forgiving there. It might have like the sprite might have disappeared or something. I do enjoy watching Modern Vintage Gamer on YouTube, where he goes through all these clever tricks that consoles used to have to do to get this sort of gameplay. I mean, you know, we look at this now and we see it being of its time, but the amount of... Oh, it's taking me onto the left one. I was a bit non-committal. Oh, I thought I was going to get to the checkpoint then. No! So, 1. I literally just almost... I was in spitting distance. And, it's just me. Okay. Let's go again. Oh, do you know what I just thought would be really cool, but doesn't exist? You know, you got marbles on stream. And then I saw the variant of that, and I don't know what it's called, but the one with the cars. It is basically marbles on stream, but with cars. That I saw Mouse UK playing, Mouse_UK on Twitch. But no, that does already exist. What would be really cool is a retro style one. Imagine Outrun on stream. I shouldn't have given that idea away. I should have coded it. Well, I couldn't code it myself. It's intellectual property. I think. I don't know. Unless this is abandonware. But yeah, Sega, if you're listening, Outrun on stream. Be awesome. Ah! It's got all the thrilling elements to it. You heard it here first. I'd be happy with 1%. Because if it does really well, 1% would be still thousands of pounds. So there we are. Cut me in for a percent. Won't ask for much. Because again, it's not really that I've given away my original idea there. it would be borrowing heavily on Outrun, which was definitely not my original idea. Whoa! And he's off the screen. I didn't know you could go that far off the screen and still stay in the game. That's impressed me. No end. Maybe I shouldn't just ease off the accelerator. Maybe I should actually just give a little tap to the brake. Going into the corner. Just a little one. To stay in high gear. That's better. Maybe this is the point where I got into that weird trance-like state and actually finished the game because I started getting into a bit of a pattern. And then it just went... It was like autopilot. It was very strange. When I completed the game in my youth. And had absolutely no memory of completing it. It's very, very strange. And I sort of got snapped out of that state by the cheering on the finish line. And I was just like, what's going on? What time is it? Where am I? What's my name? Type of thing. It was like, oh, and I was doing so well. Right, we've got... Oh, if we don't get to the fork in the road, like now, then we're not going to get to the next checkpoint. No. That wipeout wasn't good. If I can keep full speed without crashing into a car, I might just get to the next one. Might. Don't think so though. I think it's on the next straight. It's literally on the horizon. Literally on the horizon. Look, see? It was on that square. See the brown squares? At the intersections? That was the checkpoint. And it's just a diagram, obviously. It's not, you know... There's no right angle turns. I'm managing to crash without any right angles. Handbrake turns going on. Okay. Let's try and make up as much speed as we can before the track gets more difficult. By not doing silly things. Maybe the odd tap on the brake wouldn't be such a bad idea, James. No, these are okay. You can hold these at full speed, but once you get further on, yeah, not with a nose itch. Especially that double bend coming up. I think it's the sort of, you know, I slowed down a bit there. I actually slowed down. Managed to hold it with just a slight tap on the brake. Ever so slight tap. Oh wow, look at the difference there. 28 seconds going into the fork. That was 18 before. Oh, just lost a bit there. But better. Much better. Now, if we can not crash into the car after the bend, then that would be the time saving that you need to make there. Okay, I'm trying to at least ease off the accelerator going into a bend. You don't lose much speed, but you gain a lot more control and a lot more reaction time. Remember someone very wise telling me that as well. Just, you know, just fall back a little bit. So many people are obsessed with tailgating. Now, if you can see a situation developing up ahead, just fall back. Just give yourself more time to decide what's going on. Don't lose time trying to accelerate in high gear when you're only doing 20 kilometers an hour. That won't work. We might make that time back up now. Might, I say. These are oh, loads of cars and get out of the way. Your car doesn't automatically stop if you run out of time. Mine does. Gotta put money in the meter. I don't know. Right. Okay. We've made it to the next checkpoint with actual... Oh, come on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right, we managed to keep the momentum going in high gear then. We actually... Oh, no. Can't afford wipeouts like that. That was a very tight bend. Unexpectedly. Right, we can't afford any more mistakes. And not changing to high gear then was a bit of a mistake, but again, getting used to it after a long time. Might not be 20 years in total, but it's definitely over 10 years, maybe 15 years. Oh, what did I say? Yeah, because I was in comp when I got these games. So... Actually, no, I'm forgetting how old I am. Yes, it could have been 20 years ago. If I'm 35 now, then yes, it could have been. Gosh, time flies, doesn't it? Also, come on, multitasking, playing games, streaming, and trying to do mental maths at the same time. That is pushing my brain to its absolute limit. I'll be honest. 9 seconds left. We haven't got to the fork in the road, so I think that's it. Losing that little bit of time earlier was just too much, unfortunately. Even though I gained 20 seconds in the early stages. Let's see how far we got. 2 checkpoints. And the scoreboard is full of me just going, ah, which is probably your reaction watching this. It's like, ah, no. Okay, we got that off to a T. We're aiming for at least a 25-second gain now that we know it's achievable. 20 seconds is achievable, I reckon 25 is as well. And we've got that going into the next time stage. If you're wondering what I mean by time stage, it's, top of the screen, just left of centre. Well, there's time, you've probably seen that counting down. But yeah, you get a time top up in this game and games like it if you reach the checkpoint. So the aim is to reach the checkpoint quicker. Now, what's at least a bit fairer about this game is it seems to be about the same distance between checkpoints, whereas I remember checkpoints seem to get further and further away as you went through them almost, you know. It's like you could never quite manage to get to them all. Or, you know, you'd lose so many seconds and you'd have like 3 seconds to get to the checkpoint, then 1 second to get to the checkpoint, and then you knew the next checkpoint was a long way away. I accidentally changed down to a low gear there. So we haven't quite made as much time as before, and I did slow down on that double bend. But we got 18 seconds from the previous stage. Now it's topped us up a bit, so that's what we need to keep doing basically. Keep making sure we've got some in reserve for if I crash or if I go too fast. And aiming for no wipeouts, because just haven't got any time. Literally haven't got time. Ease off a little bit. Are we still in high gear? Yeah. That's the other thing as well. It's not so easy to tell that you've clicked out a gear. You have to look up and... Oh no! What did I say? No wipeouts. No. Well, next game then. It's those signs. And the tightness of the bends. It's not the sign's fault, I suppose. I don't think you'd get away with that in a claim. It's the sign's fault. If the sign wasn't there, I wouldn't have crashed into it. No, yeah, that doesn't work. Come on. Have we made it? All right, we might still be in with a chance. 8 seconds from the previous stage, so it topped it up to 65 seconds. Had 1 wipeout. We may just get away with it. Oh no! As long as I don't wipe out again. Ah, that was just greedy. Trying to overtake the car, and I thought I could manage to pull off the bend at the same time. Up, down. That's like my nose to itch just now as well. It's like, no, stop it. Oh. Come on. I'm still hopeful. We're still in with a chance. Just as long as I can hold the road. No trees. No cars. No wipeouts. We've got to get... Oh, but it clicked into low gear. I pressed the top of the D-pad again. All these little things along the way, see? If you make one slight mistake, that's it. It's enough to stop you getting to the end. Oh, well, that was that was a bit more than slight. That was catastrophic. It's not going to get there. There's no point. I wasn't defeatist. It's just I know it wasn't going to get there. How far did we get? 2.5 checkpoints. We're getting worse. Well, we're getting better in terms of the last few games, but worse in terms of I managed to make 3 checkpoints. About 10 minutes ago. Oh, that was weird. Changed down a bit differently than I normally do. Ended up changing to high gear really, really early. Yeah, only time will tell, no pun intended, if that gives us the head start that we need. See, some of them you can just hold, just about. But only if you're far enough in. Right, slow down for the double bends. Is this the double bend? No, not yet. Okay, so flat out at the moment. Here's the double bend. Just tap on the brakes. That might have been excessive, but we stayed on the road. 28, 27. Okay, well that's how we managed that last time. Got 28 seconds going through the fork, which helped immensely. So it's about 10 seconds to the checkpoint from the fork. Say the more I can build up, the more time I can take on the bends, and I need to in this game. So I'm just trying to get into the habit of tapping the brakes a little bit. Oh, can't afford any more crashes. Get out of the way. Okay, little tap for the brake. Oh, don't want to be in low gear necessarily. Suppose I could change gear rather than tap the brake. Oof. Oh no, I need to low gear to speed up. Come on. I don't know if that was too slow. It was cautious, stayed on track. This car's coming up ahead. At least what's nice is it doesn't forget where those cars are. So if you see the cars and then you come to the brow of a hill and you lose sight of them, they do stay in the same place. 22 seconds. Okay, 22 seconds to the fork. It's looking good. Just a shame I had to crash into that car there. And there. But we're going to get to the checkpoint. It's just how many seconds have we got? 9. Well, it's not brilliant, but it's not the worst. Let's not hit a tree this time, please. Oh, no! Although that was good in some ways, I suppose. Accidentally clicked down into low gear by pressing the top of the D-pad again. I think this is a consequence of playing with a SNES gamepad. Possibly on a Master System. Could I remap the keys? I don't know. Because I could have gear change on the left and right top ones. Oh, that was close. I don't think we've got enough time to get to the checkpoint now. It took me about 5 seconds to... I was going to say respawn then. So that's not in this game, that's not what it's called. But to be picked up and put back on the track. And I had 8 seconds to spare going into the stage. So, I don't know. I think it might still all be to play for, but... I don't know if I've done enough. I need to get to the fork in the road again now. And I don't think it's going to happen because it's 10 seconds between the fork and the road. Oh, okay, let's see how far we can get at least. Must have been pretty close. Must have been pretty close. 2.5 checkpoints again. Right, we've got... Come on, we've got to get 3 checkpoints. We were close that time. It's just I'm so annoyed at my nose. It knows I want to do this. Is there a nerve in my nose that's linked to concentration? I don't know. So annoying. Okay, flat out through this bit. Can just about manage that. Try and aim for 28 seconds at the fork again, which gives me 18 seconds. I never played it this strategically when I was a kid, I don't think. At least not with the numbers actively at the forefront of my mind. But, come on, we've got to get there now, right? A little bit of a slow... Oh, gosh! And it's this nose! Stop it, nose! Man! It knows, it knows. The nose knows. And yet, even with a wipeout, still managed to make it through the fork at 20 seconds. But it's not 28 seconds still. No cause to give up yet. But we will need to make up a lot of speed on these sections where I need to be dropping speed, really. That's the problem. Going flat out in these just doesn't seem to work. Oh! Just about, okay, so... Bit of a gamble that one, but we got through it. Because again, I guess you should be able to tell from the signs which ones are bad bends, which ones aren't, but... Oh! Right, come on. I reckon it's still to play for, but those were silly, silly mistakes. And that was. Especially as we were almost on the track then, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Faster, faster, faster. 7 seconds on the timer and 10 seconds to the checkpoint, so no, we're not going to do it this time, I don't think. It's going to be by a whisker. I thought there might be a slim chance. Falling behind now. Oh. Now I'm starting to see why I went into that trance mode. I was getting so annoyed at myself. I just kind of went, alright, do you know what? Can't be bothered. Just going to have some fun. Maybe that's it. I just sort of zoned out and just reacted. Reacted rather than acted, as they say. Don't act, react. Just completely in the zone. Right. 50 seconds. We're aiming for 28 or more. Getting to the fork. Also very glad that real forks in the road don't do that. Like Heisenberg's fork in the road. It's the road only appears when you actually choose a path. Very, very strange. I mean, I guess, you know, the real reason in-game is because they had to make... With limited graphics, they had to make it really obvious what was coming up. And just having, like, 2 roads just appearing would have not been very clear in the distance. Because it would have been, like, what? Half a pixel wide? What was that? I didn't see it. It's 20-something. Okay, let's try not to let it throw me, actually. Oh! that should have stayed on the track. But it didn't. Didn't quite get away with it. Okay, what happened to my tap on the brake strategy on the bends? That seems to have fallen by the wayside. Sounds weird, but that might have actually helped me, that little crash there. Just to slow me down a little bit. Of course, don't want to slow down too much. Yeah, see, tight bends are almost like a right angle, aren't they? So it does tell you on the signs. The difference between the shallow bends and the harsh bends, but it doesn't tell you about that double bend coming up. Double bend on the brow of a hill. Really nasty. You have to have light and fast reactions. Which, if you see me playing any FPS games on Tryout Tuesday, which isn't exclusively FPS games, but has been the last few weeks just because it's been so long since I played FPS games, those are the ones that I'm getting familiar with for the first time in ages. No, not going to make it. Annoyingly. By a whisker if I do. Oh, no. Right. I didn't even make my own leaderboard there. That was so bad I didn't even compete with my own score. Right, okay. Just convince yourself you're not going to make any silly mistakes. You're not. You're just not. Get in the zone. Get your head in the game. Actually, yeah, I mean, my head's half in the game and half on chat. So what are your memories of Outrun? Was there another favourite Sega Master System racing game you had? Or actually, what was your first racing game? What console was it on? So I guess we're all going to have different views. I mean, you know, Sega Master System was my first console, but actually I say that, Sega Master System 2 was my first console. I remember seeing a Master System on sale with a little play. It had, well, did it have a tape slot, the first Master System? I think it might have. I think it had a tape slot and a cartridge, a tape deck and a cartridge slot, if I remember rightly. So yeah, everybody might have a different experience of first console. Some people's first console might have been what I consider a recent thing. Or vice versa. You might be watching thinking, you're kidding, Master System 2's new. I've got a Binatone up there somewhere, which I remember getting from a car boot sale. And it's like a version of Pong. You know, the famous tennis game. When Binatone made games consoles, which I bet you never knew. As far as I know, that was the only one they made. I don't know. But it had like a rotary controller, so you turned the dial and that made the paddle go left and right, and it actually was an expansion to Pong really, because it didn't just have the standard tennis game, it had like different modes as well, so quite versatile, and like a manual switch that you slid down, and it literally was like a throw switch type of thing. It physically connected the circuit to the other bit of game. It wasn't a push button. There were push buttons on it, but it was like a proper throw switch. Yeah, stupid itchy nose. By the way, don't worry, I'm the only one using this controller. I'll get a spray after. It's just like, oh my gosh, my nose has ever itched so much. I don't know what's going on. I'm not even bothered looking at the map. I didn't get anywhere on that map. I don't know why I changed down to high gear then. That'll have smashed my acceleration. Never mind. Maybe it won't have. Ooh, I need to hit a tree then. remember playing Wipeout on the PlayStation, but again, that was somebody else's PlayStation. I never owned one myself. And then I remember seeing a PlayStation in the charity shop, but didn't get it because the worry was it might not have worked. I think I should have taken a punt on it. It was only about £4, but never mind. I guess, again, relatively speaking, £4 was a lot more to us then than it is now. I'm not a millionaire or anything. I just mean that now if I saw some, like a PlayStation for £4, I'd be like, that's... yeah. 110% worth a punt. It's... there wouldn't be any question, whereas £4... 15 years ago actually was quite a lot bigger proportion of family income as a total, so I do understand it. It's like, understand why it wasn't advisable to get it. Possibly also because the CD door was hanging off, so it wasn't exactly a great prospect. We did spend other money in the charity shop. It's not like, they didn't get anything from us. It's just that... yeah, I don't think it... I think it came with one controller. Didn't even come with the mains lead. So there was that. Somebody posted a photo on Twitter earlier saying, what was the first game you think of when you see a PlayStation 1? And the first one is probably, again, Neighbour had. Was it Spyro the Dragon? So that's my memory. Well, Spyro and Wipeout. Pretty much equally, I would have said. Oh my gosh. We got through that fork with 24 seconds on the clock. We're in with a chance this time. Come on, let's just make sure I stay in the zone and don't let it go to my head. We might have this. Might have this in the bag, people. Talking PlayStation seemed to help. I'm thinking of Wipeout. Am I now driving an outrun like Wipeout? Is it good to have Wipeout on the brain? Dunno. Track levels changed there. Have you noticed that? I'm going uphill now. Accidentally slowed down in gear again, but that's probably a good thing because coincidentally that's the trees I normally crash on. Oh, there were two cars, I couldn't get between them. I left it too late to move out. And I accidentally was down in lower gear, but again that's probably a good thing. Going through here with these bends where you can't really see where the land's going. Trying to accelerate in bits as I go around that corner to try and get between the cars as well. Oh, come on, get in. Oh, we stayed on the road. Come on, this is our best chance so far. If I can just stop going into low gear by accident. 18 seconds. It's enough time to get through the checkpoint. As long as I don't wipe out and hit another car. Don't hit that car. Okay, 8 seconds on the clock going through the checkpoint. Don't hit a castle. I think if I crash into a castle... Oh, you spawned at a castle. No, sorry. You'll never live that down, and I don't think we should ever let him. But so there we go. Oh no! I said don't hit a castle. I hit a castle. That took just less than 8 seconds, so we might be okay if we can make up some time on the straights. We're going to have to go through some of these bends, which I can't remember, because it's been a long time. We're going to have to go flat out. Come on. Oh, no, I think we've lost it. But to be fair, this was unfamiliar territory. I mean, familiar from years ago, yes, but... Oh, I braked a bit there. Actually remember to brake. Low gear. Seeing as we didn't wipe out then. No, 10 seconds. I'm not anywhere near the fork in the road. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Oh, there it is. That was close though. That was a definite improvement. Oh! Just within spitting distance of the 4th checkpoint. Right, okay. I think we can do this. Yeah, there were a couple of errors there. Crashing into cars repeatedly. Crashing into a castle, that was a biggie. But also accidentally ending up in low gear when I really needed to be going flat out. Because of this whole D-pad blinking thing. It's really hard because I'm used to pressing fully, you know, on the part of the D-pad that corresponds to the direction I want to go in. I'm not used to having to deliberately hit it low type of thing. Feels very unnatural. I'm like playing on the edge of it. On the edge of the D-pad. Very odd. At least we're getting more and more practice on these levels. Oh no! No, we didn't need that. We didn't need that. Oh, getting greedy now, see. Right, that's lost me 5 seconds. Slow down for the double bends. Hard. Well, it is hard, but shouldn't be hard to remember to do that. Okay. Got some spare time, but not the oodles that we had last time. So unfortunately I don't think this is going to be a winner. But if we can just get through. The level without crashing into the cars. Maybe I should crash just behind them and not spin out, I don't know. Will that help me on the bends, do you think? No. Honestly, I don't know what's wrong with my nose. It's just gone to an itchathon. See, a spin like that's alright if I can just stay on the track. "12 seconds. Cutting it very fine. Going flat out now on bends that I normally wouldn't. So I'm thinking ahead to next game, I'm not really thinking of this game. But no reason to not use it for practice, is that? And then next game is going to be the one, I think. It'll surprise me immensely if I've managed to get to the next checkpoint. Just because it's so far away and I've lost so much time. That was a risk. 10 seconds. Nope. Need to get to the fork with at least 10 seconds to spare in order to make it to the next checkpoint. As I say, lots of silly errors going on. Lots of silly no's. Yeah, well, I knew that was going to happen. Oh. Seriously, what's going on? Tell you what I didn't change, actually. I was watching back the last stream and I realised that I corrected the audio delay so that the audio matched up a little bit closer with the video, but I actually overshot. So can I change that midstream? Is that gonna horribly mess this up? No, not 2,000 seconds. That's there you go. That should be a bit better. Let me know if that lines up better for you, because I think use a video editor basically to work out the time delay between the microphone and the video, which is not very much. It was perfectly watchable, but it was annoying me, so I fixed it. But then I kind of overshot, and so then the video was kind of in front of the audio by a fraction of a second, rather than the video being behind it. So it was kind of, even though it was a shorter time delay, it kind of felt weirder overall. Probably nobody else noticed, probably just me. But when you get into video editing, you do notice these things. It's like when you start doing graphic design, you start becoming a pixel pusher. You can see if something's a pixel off, and you're just nudging it back and forth, left, right, up a bit. Make it a pixel bigger, make it a pixel smaller, look at it from further away, look at it closer up. So I'm the same with audio. It's so I set it at 267 milliseconds, which was the nearest. Oh no, no, no. Nearest I could get to the amount of frames it was delayed by. But then I think that my video editor must have had a delay in the audio as well, so perhaps that's why I overshot. It doesn't make sense that there would be a delay in the video editor as well. Like, the video editor is in sync with itself, so it's fine if you're editing according to that, maybe. But if you're using it to calibrate a time delay in something else, then I don't know. I've changed it now. So instead of 267 milliseconds, it's 200 milliseconds. 1/5 of a second. These are really tiny delays we're talking about here. So basically, even when I didn't change the setting, I was only 1/5 of a second the video was lagging behind the audio by 1/5 of a second. So I put in a time delay to delay the audio, basically. Yeah, I've written this level off, sorry. Especially with the nose. I'm so annoyed. It just will not stop. I guess I gotta not think about it. Oh, is it something I've eaten? Normally, my nose inside my nose itches because I get a lot of hay fever. What's with the outside itching? Where's that coming from? Honestly. Just gonna stop here and look at the view. Need a bit of water as well. Yeah, I gave up on that one. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Although I made second place. How does that work? Right, okay. This is the one. I'm going to concentrate. I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to try not to make any silly mistakes. I'm going to try to ignore my nose, no matter what it does. My nose doesn't exist. Only this low-resolution road exists, with this low-resolution car. State of the art for its time. This SNES controller. And my hands. That's all that exists. And you out there, of course, but... that's not helping with the illusion. What's been your favourite level so far? Palm trees, castles, random metal road signs. Or what else did we have? What else did we see? Oh no! Oh. That's just... rookie now. We've learnt from the past 20 times I've done that. I'm going to let this 10 pence run out. This is what happens. I get to a point where I actually get good. In this case, I got fairly good twice. And then goes downhill. Come on. Let's just go. Just get on with it. But stop getting greedy on the double bend. How many more times do I have to tell you? So what else do we have? We had a nice sunset as well, that was cool. So palm trees, castles, metal road signs, and there was something else after that and I can't remember what it was. We caught a brief glimpse of it. Oh, come on. Right in front of me. Get out of the way. There's no horn in this game. Even if there was, I don't think it would make any difference. You're spoiling my record. Goodness sake. That's why the game's putting them in front of me deliberately now. I'm sure that's paranoia speaking, but still. Well, okay, that one was good to be in the way because it stopped me going around the double bend at breakneck speed and messing up the game again. 22 seconds into the fork. It's enough, but it's not the best I've managed. Okay. Brake on the bends. Brake on the bends. Brake on the bends. Brake on the bends. Not the shallow bends, but big bends. Just a little tap. Stops the wheel spinning. I see, I held that bend so well. I ended up steering off on the wrong side, so that's the effect of actually doing a bit of good braking. That was supposed to be a bit too much good braking. Also, yeah, so I remembered as well. I don't necessarily need to leave go of the accelerator to brake. Unlike in a real car, and in fact, you'd get told off on a go-kart track for doing what I'm doing there. This isn't going to be the one. I had a wipeout. Could have gotten away with it if I had not lost at least 8 seconds earlier on. Although 14 seconds to the fork. So there's just enough time if this car will blink and get out of the way. And if I don't accidentally change down to low gear, which is what I did there. Come on, straight through, straight through. Okay. Not all is lost yet. As long as I don't crash into a tree, which I'm about to if I keep going at the speed I'm going. Oh. Spring sort of going uphill. Come on, high gear. Okay, I don't know now. Don't know if I'm going to win with a chance or not. Oh, not if I stick in low gear again. See, all these little mistakes again. So annoying. "12 seconds, 11, 10, no, there's another bend. If the fork was literally coming up now, be in with a chance. We just lost too much time. Too many bends coming up. Nope. Okay. This time, maybe. We can afford to go flat out here. It was the crashing into the cars was the issue. We can get, as we know, up to 28 seconds going through that first stage, which gives us a bit more flexibility later on, losing time through, for example, braking. Ooh, double bend. Ooh! Nearly came off the track then. But 28 seconds into the fork, right, good. Good. We're doing well. That should give us at least 18 seconds on the next level, as long as I don't forget about that bend. 18, yeah, okay. Got a good feeling, just gotta not let it go to my head. Again. No crashes, no wipeouts, come on. You can do this. You've done it before. It's just you did it in a trance-like state and have no memory of it. If I remembered, I could do it again, maybe. Like solving a Rubik's Cube by accident, that's what it felt like. Oh, that was a lot better handled than before. Again, don't let it go to your head, just keep doing it. And it's hard to avoid that car. Oh, oh, that was close. That was close. That was very close. That was very close. But we held it. I think I went a little bit too slow through that. I don't know. But we have to stay on the road. 26. Oh, right. 26 seconds to the fork. That's good. It's very promising indeed. Try not to sound underwhelming. It's just if I let it go to my head, then I end up crashing into a tree. As we saw before. Slow. That's the reality. If I find myself going out in a bend, don't just hell for leather and hope that you're going to recover it. Brake. Better to stay on the track than end up in a tree. And then, yeah, if I recover that wheel spin, see, now I'm actually managing to go into the bend. Almost flat out. Right, what happened? What went wrong here? I'm trying to remember. That probably. And to be fair, there are signs there warning me. You just can't see them because they just literally pop up over the brow of the hill. So that's very tricky, that bit. But we didn't accidentally end up in low gear when we shouldn't have. Took my foot off the accelerator just to get through that bend. Yes, come on. I'm letting the bend throw me out there deliberately because I wanted to overtake that car. Oh no! Oh no! That was just a slight clip. Come on! Oh, can't believe it. I was doing so well. Still 15 seconds into the fork. Well, 13 seconds technically. So we're okay. Well, but we can't afford another mistake. Okay. Castle level. Risking it there, but I had to keep my speed up. But also trying to avoid those cars. Lucky, very lucky. There were no castles outside. I don't know if this is going to be enough. It's going to be tight. But hey, that adds tension. There's a bit of excitement now. It's not just levels you've seen before. I think I've just lost. No! See, now I've learned to press the bottom of the D-pad. I'm going into high gear by accident rather than going into low gear by accident, which is what I was doing before. No, it's not enough, is it? I was stuck in the wrong gear. Oh. Oh no. No. Oh, that was so frustrating though. That clip of the tree and then being in the wrong gear. Oh. This time I will look at the map. That's got to have been close. 2, 3, 3.5. Okay. Not the closest I've been so far. But it was close. That was close. I want to end on a win. I didn't say whether this was going to be a long one or a short one, but I reckon if I end up making this a short stream, let's make it and end on the finish line that I actually remember. And not only will I remember it, but better than that, it should be the case that I have video evidence of completing it. Oh, you're kidding. No. It's not going to work. That is not going to work. Not good enough, Jamie. Not good enough. So I'm just turning my mic up a bit. I realised it was a touch low. Although if it goes too high, you're going to hear my brand new processor fan. Is it any quieter? No, it was never intended to be. But, there you go. Put it up there. But it is a lot cooler. Because I was having a good chat with Sin Jacob on Twitch, the one we're on, and having a proper geek out about fans and stuff. And yeah, I said he was talking about the protein folding thing you can download folding at home. I tried it. My processor hit 95 degrees Celsius. And I thought, okay, it's gone beyond a joke now. We're going for the cooling fan. It's got to happen now. And yeah, same test. And why? That's a pause. I wanna reset. Reset. None of these are reset. Fine. It's select start on the Raspberry Pi, that's why. Oh! Is that why? Ha ha ha! It is useful after all, the fast forward button. It has a purpose. Start off without wheel spin. Might help. Just shave off a couple of extra seconds. Come on, we can do this. Got a good feeling about this one. Right, so aiming for 28 seconds at least. 26 I'll accept. Oh, nearly hit that car then. Double bend! Brake on the double bend! Man! I did, eventually. Listen to myself in the end. 28, yes. Okay. So 28 just seems to be the optimum, and then I lose 2 seconds by... that stupid green car. But okay, we're through the checkpoint. Ooh. Did so well at actually holding that corner that I nearly oversteered into the edge there. I think we can just about do this. Come on, come on. Stay in the zone. Oh! Oh no! No, I haven't got time for those. How many more times? Actually, do you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to play it at 1,000 times speed. Sorry, I just needed the cheer up. Right, okay. Just starting off without wheel spin, so even shave off again. Just a couple of seconds. And then not lose it by crashing into the cars, that's the problem. And it's very annoying when I've managed to do everything right, apart from then there's a car just in the wrong place. But of course, I'm guessing they're in random positions, I don't know. I don't know how it's coded. What are we going to say? I need sound clips and I lined up. Brake on the double bend! Or at least take your finger off the accelerator. It's very hard saying finger off the accelerator. Thumb. Anyway. For accuracy. 28 seconds just seems to be the best I can do anyway. Sorry, it's just the best way I could think of getting past that car without taking too much time on a detour. Right. Second checkpoint. That was very close to clipping a sign there. Very close. Too close. Too close for comfort. Oof. It's probably good to be in low gear through there, actually, thinking about it. Let's stay in low gear till we get through here. Oh, come on. That wasn't a wipeout. That wasn't a wipeout. I even did it in low gear. Meanie. Okay. We need to be hitting that fork around about now. Or just. Got 5 seconds spare, I think, now. So I'm not actually doing worse than last time I hit this checkpoint. Because I think last time I managed to have a bit more time going through. However, lost more time on that second stage. So I think actually we're in the same position as I was on my best performance through here, if you like. Come on, let's hold it. It's hard, isn't it, those brows up the hill? And literally can't see where I'm going. Taking my finger off the accelerator just a little bit, because, yeah, then you wouldn't have seen those cars. In fact, I think the car that nearly collided with me on the hill on the way home should probably play this. Actually, no, they shouldn't. They were already speeding. So it's not a good idea. Ignore what I just said. Or maybe that's it. Maybe they started early and used to play Outrun. Oh, we're through. Are we? Oh no, we've only got 8 seconds. Oh, that's so unfair. This really is within spitting distance. I bet you I'll pass the checkpoint sign as it's... Oh. I was thinking that. As I was saying it happened. But I was so close that I bet you would pass it. And it would just tick down to 0. And there. Played out right in front of me. Okay. I don't know if wheel spin affects it on the start in any other game. It probably would. In this one, I don't know if it matters. Or maybe it makes a fractional difference, but by the time you pick up full speed, it doesn't matter. I don't know. And there's no point doing my whole save game trick, because save game won't give me extra seconds. It's extra seconds of what I need. Right, we're going for it now. Just keeping our head in the game. Oh, nearly. Nearly went off then. I did brake in the double bend, but then I sped up coming out of the double bend. Oh my gosh! I managed to gain an extra second. That wasn't bad. Compared to last time. 29 seconds going into the fork. That should mean 19 seconds from the checkpoint. 20 seconds to the checkpoint. Okay. This is the most time I've had. Let's not waste it by doing something stupid. Please don't do something stupid. Please. Okay, that is a bit stupid, but I'm just going to keep the lead. Ease off a bit. Speed up coming out of the bend. Slow down going into the bend. Okay, I'm letting my momentum carry me through there. I'm actually easing off a bit. Like that. In any other place would have been slowing down too much in terms of gear handling, but actually going through that double bend, no, that was absolutely the right thing, and it kind of happened by chance, so I'm glad of that. 28 seconds going into the second fork. That's what I had going into the first fork, so this is very good. This is very, very good. Can I keep it up? We will see. We might have it, guys. But again, only if I don't let it go to my head. And keep driving a little bit more carefully. Oh. I mean, it was good that I didn't come off the track, but I lost a lot of time there. Trying to overtake that car and stay on the bend and not hit the tree. Let's hope those extra seconds I carried through from previous stages will be enough. See, just a little tap on the brake there and I don't wheel spin out. Granted, that wasn't the sharpest bend though. Okay, we've kept our speed up. I think it was that point before I accidentally ended up in low gear. See, slight tap on the brake, and then we can go flat out. Oh! Oh, no, no, no! Okay, but we carried it through extra seconds. It's not all lost. Definitely, definitely still all to play for, as long as I don't have another wipeout. Okay, 14 seconds going into the fork. Didn't need that crash, but... Come on, we are literally this close now. Come on. But we can't have another crash. Especially not into a castle. Drive smart, not fast. Well, and fast, preferably. You need both. Oh! 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 I was looking at the gear, not looking where the castles were then. Oh, that was close. I think that was too close. 40 seconds left. Oh! It was pure luck there wasn't a castle there. And I didn't change down into low gear quick enough. Oh, I don't know. This could go either way. This really could go either way. Depends how far away the fork in the road is. I basically need the fork in the road to happen 3 seconds time. 12, 11, 10. No. It's going to be the checkpoint thing again. Right, I'm going to hit the checkpoint. Literally with... Oh. Oh, but look! We were on the 5th stage. We were almost there. Oh. That was close. That was very close. I've said that before, but I meant close to the next stage. That was close to the end. This is with spitting distance to the finish line. Question is, will I get better from this point on? Or progressively worse? It's 11 minutes past 11 PM here in the UK. I have been streaming for the past 1 hour and 38 minutes. Is this the point at which I normally start flagging? We will find out. Didn't need that crash really, but we can get away with it, I think. Just about. Ooh. Oops. Accidentally dropped down into low gear again. And then really hard braked. No, it's not going to be this one, is it? That's it. Too many errors. Too many minor errors. Okay, it's still all to play for, just we haven't got those extra buffer seconds. We had literally oodles of buffer seconds earlier. So we're going to have to be a bit riskier, and that's the problem. A bit riskier means wipeouts. Just decelerating a little later. Trying to react. Oh, no, 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 no. No, that's not the sort of driving we need. That's also not the... Oh. Fast forward button. Okay. Try and avoid the wheel spin. Doesn't make any difference. That didn't make any difference as far as I could see. Starting to get my eyes are starting to get a bit dotty now. I don't know about yours. Don't know if Twitch's rendering on my video is protecting you from that a little bit, maybe, I don't know. I do like as well, I'm not particularly looking at it right now, but if you look at the couple in the car closely, you can see that their hair moves about a little bit as well sometimes. At least as I remember it. Maybe it's not moving now. Now that I've said it. It's not happening. I'm sure there's like a little animation every so often. Like one of them would turn to the other or something. 81 seconds going through that checkpoint. That's quite good. Again. Just need to keep this lead. And how many times have I said it before? Not do something stupid. And like actually remember to brake maybe once in a while. Especially going around these not that one, the next one, the double bend with the brow of the hill. Oh. Well, I was faster going through there than last time. Faster and riskier. Here we go. Oh! Okay, but we're still good. We're still good. We're still good. 29 going into the fork. So let's aim to keep this lead, right? We've had practice on the next stage now, so no more excuses. 80 seconds going through the checkpoints. That's a good time. That's a very good time. Let's not crash into a tree. Let's not accidentally go into low gear. Yeah, slowed down a bit too heavily there, but we kept some momentum. Just don't know if that was too much now. Don't know. Okay. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Calm. Calm and concentrate. Oh! We stayed on the road. We're okay. We're okay. We are okay. Just... wish it hadn't slowed me down twice. But again, it's the wipeouts that really hammer you. Don't clip a tree like last time. That was cruel. Okay. We need the fork now. Thank you. Good. Not that anything I did would have changed the position. The fork's always in the same place, but we've got just enough time going through. Oh no! What the heck? What the heck? That should not have happened. That should not have happened. But I'll take it. Someone managed to keep going in a straight line off screen without hitting anything and still get through the checkpoint. I don't know how that happened. It should have definitely spun me out. Well, it kind of did. Oh no, no, no. Okay, but it's still all to play for. Come on, we can just get the speed up quick enough. We can do this. We can do this. We can. One wipeout. We haven't had any wipeouts all game. Oh, that was shoddy. That was shoddy. That might have been what lost it. Get it. Yeah, I think that's what's going to have lost it for me. Gosh, you really need a hard brake around that corner, don't you? Flip. That is a tight bend. That is a tight bend. Okay, fork needs to happen now. Like now. Now. No, not a castle. In my mind, see, that's a slight decline now. Oh, I didn't look on the map. Okay. Oh, that was tight, right? I think I took the wing mirror off. I think after I finish this, we're going to make it a short-ish stream. I say short-ish because over an hour to me is a long stream. But Tuesday I did the longest stream I ever had and actually did reasonably well at Apex Legends. So well, in fact, compared to my average, which is abysmal, that I'm graduating Apex Legends from Tryout Tuesday, because Tryout Tuesdays for new games and or games that I'm really unfamiliar and or terrible at. Seeing as we've upgraded from abysmal, gone through terrible, and almost but not quite got to not half bad. As I say, it's now graduated, so I may play Apex Legends again, but for my own amusement and or on an unannounced stream. Hello, welcome along. How do I say that name? Give me a hint. Riggy? What am I playing this on? Well, in terms of the emulator, I'm playing on a Sega Master System 2. In terms of my PC, I am playing it on something called RetroArch, which is the same thing that you get if you want to set up a Raspberry Pi as a RetroPie. It's the thing that sort of amalgamates all the emulator cores and things, and then... oh, no! No. No. And I got the name right, that's good. So, Riggy. I will try and remember, because my memory is sometimes as good as my gameplay. But yeah, what was your can't speak. What was your first console then, Riggy? So mine was either the Master System 2, the Sega Master System 2, or the Nintendo Game Boy, the original one. No pockets or colours in my house. We're talking original Game Boy here. But the only TV console, and the last TV-based console I really had was the Sega Master System 2. Oh gosh. Oh, it's because I was saying about Abysmal. Yeah, running it direct from Windows, Riggy. So I'm using OBS to broadcast the stream, and I've just made like a frame just to put around it, just to make it more interesting than having a completely blank screen. Stuck in low gear now. Oh, same dilemma as me. Riggy saying Sega Mega Drive, or maybe the Game Boy. Can't remember now. Yeah, I know. I just genuinely can't remember which one I had first either. I've been on the hunt through the attic to try and find them, because I didn't sell them or anything. They're all still up there. It's just my main concern. You know, it'd be nice to find the consoles. It would be lovely to find the consoles. But my main concern is the cartridges at the moment, because some of the cartridges have batteries in, and I'm guessing, again, when they were made, they didn't necessarily anticipate that these cartridges were going to stick around for so long. And in order to save games, I mean now, well, by the time we got to PlayStation, I guess you progressed to memory cards. Well, actually, no, to be fair, the Dreamcast had memory cards as well, didn't it? Didn't they have those game modules out? So those are quite cool. As a concept. I don't know how well they worked in reality, because I never had a Dreamcast. But remember those, the memory units had a little mini game that you could play on them as well, so that was pretty cool. I don't know if any game console had a memory card before that. It's the first one I remember. Rigsy. Rigsy. Sorry. Riggy. It's because I saw the S and got confused. Saying he never had a Dreamcast either. How do you do the webcam overlay onto the stream? Green screen. Yep. Yep. Exactly that. I mean, I remember watching a Harris Hal video where... Actually, no, I was watching him on stream doing Just Chatting. And I'm sure it's a frequent question that comes up, but somebody said, should I use a green screen or not? And he's like, well, if you've got a room with a nice background, use that. A real background is going to be preferable. Well, it depends. It depends what you're doing, I guess. But that's what he said, you know. If you've got a nice background, use a real background. If you haven't got a nice background, which I don't, well, it's far too busy. Too many boxes and stuff, things. So the green screen serves a dual purpose. The green screen's actually blocking what's behind. I mean, it's not a secret. Don't mind showing people what's there. It's just lots of boxes. It's just not very good to watch. It's not very interesting. So, yeah, green screen serves a dual purpose. Gives me a nice clean background. So even if I just had the green with nothing on it, it would be better than what I've got. But I thought I may as well do something with it. And so, there it is. Although I really like, if you watch Colin Horn's stream, every so often he will have a retro stream and he's got like a graphic of an old TV. So that's very cool. I like that. When I'm playing Game Boy games, I've put an overlaid graphic of a Game Boy, and that looks very authentic. To my eyes, anyway. It's not meant to be a substitute for the real thing, but it's got enough of the real thing to it to trigger off all of the right nostalgia neurons. Whereas this is just, you know, I like it. Obviously, you know, I made it. Cheers. Oh yeah, Riggy likes it as well. Yeah, it's just a little subtle sort of border, so it's not just a plain square straight from the emulator, and a bit of a hint of the logo in the background. I'm not sure how well that comes out actually, but it's there. I know it's there. Trying to keep a sort of colour scheme going. Generally purple. My colour scheme is like almost indistinguishably. It's an almost indistinguishable shade from Twitch purple, but it is not Twitch default purple. It's just like a tiny bit away from it on the colour wheel. And that wasn't necessarily to copy Twitch, it was because I liked that colour, but then I realised, yeah, it does basically just look like I've copied Twitch purple. I have not. It's my purple. Yeah, well, Ricky's saying almost. Yeah, it is almost. But not quite. And believe me, the amount of brand guideline documents I've seen, they go into far too much detail on why certain colours were chosen and how it's important to the brand. And it is. I'm not knocking the importance of brand identity, but for me, I'm just having a bit of fun with it. But I'm trying to keep some things consistent, yeah, but, you know, it's not crucial to me in a business sense, but you read through some of these brand guideline documents and they're funny. To me, I just find them... I've got a strange sense of humour maybe, but I just find them funny. It's like, the logo must appear on its own, unobscured by anything. That's fair. That's fair enough. To help you to decide how far away the logo should be from other things... It should be no more than half an S away from the... And it's just like, you know... So you have to take the S from the logo and go, what? Oh, it's half, right. And, if, you know, things like logos can't appear as their full name unless they appear completely on their own, not on a coloured background, things like that. If they're on a coloured background, they must be just the icon and not the name. And I don't know. I just kind of find it funny. It is important to be consistent, but some of them it's just like, oh my gosh, so many rules. Why are you making it so difficult for yourself? Let alone anybody else. Riggy saying, what mic do you use? Looks pro, sounds good too. How much? All right, now. This is a question and a half. Now, I've definitely got my money's worth out of this mic. So it is an XLR microphone plugged into a mixing desk. Now, do you have to buy a mixing desk to do streaming? No. What I used to do before this, as you... well, apologies if you've heard me say this. Apologies if you've heard me say this multiple times. But before I was on Twitch, I used to do an internet radio show, and I used to do that internet show for several years. And so I bought all this stuff back in 2007 to do radio from home. So as I say, you wouldn't necessarily, if you were starting streaming from scratch, you wouldn't necessarily need to buy what I've got. You know, I was lucky in a sense that because I'd already bought it, it was already laying around, so I didn't have to buy it especially for Twitch. And yeah, as I say, I've got, well, 2007, it's 2020 now. I've got 12, 13 years out of this kit, out of this microphone, out of this mixing desk. Mixing desk's getting a bit worse for wear. Every so often I lose a channel, but strangely, I know lots of people who've lost desks on their channels, lost channels on their desks. I never lose them entirely. I just have to sort of poke a button every so often and like degrub it by doing this or something. I shouldn't have done the action while playing. And it'll just magically come back to life, you know, or wiggle the sliders up and down, and so that's quite funny. Oh, that wasn't so funny. So the mic, if I remember, I can't remember exactly. I don't remember if the mic was £30 and the stand was £30. I say the stand, the holder that it comes in, the shock mount, or whether it was £60 for the mic and £30 for the shock mount. I'm not sure. I think when I looked it up, and it's not available now, unfortunately, it seems. Oh, it's very hard to get hold of. It's a Superlux ECO H6A. That's what it says on there. So if you can find one, it's a great mic. It's lasted me. When I bought it, it was, you know, basically the reviews of it were it's a cheap and cheerful mic. It's good, but it's cheap. But you know, my expectation was that it wouldn't last very long. I say it very long, maybe 3-4 years, and they reckon that mics of this type tend to last about that long. It's been going for 13 years. Let's hope it's not unlucky 13. But also, I guess on the internet radio, you know, I haven't got it in front of a drum. If it got an absolute battering, I suspect it wouldn't have lasted half as long, but I've only used it to talk into once or twice a week for 13 years. So in reality, I suppose it's only had a few years of use. So I don't know. It has lasted well, yeah. Riggy saying, advertising is important and rules need to be there to avoid grey areas that could be exploited. It's OTT for sure, though. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it was either 30 or 60, and I would probably say, if you're thinking of getting a mic yourself, that's probably going to get you a decent mic. I know lots of people would argue and say, well, you have to spend at least 150 on a decent mic. Well, it depends what you want, and also it depends. I mean, if you've got a mixing desk lying around, or you can get one second hand, you can use the EQ settings on the mixing desk to make it sound a lot better. There's EQ settings that you can get as plugins for OBS itself. In fact, I haven't got around to it yet, but I was going to make a video. There's mics built into the webcam I bought, and they're shocking. It says stereo mic for distant field chat pickup or whatever, you know. Yeah, maybe. It may be tolerable, but it's awful, you know. So I was toying with making a video and seeing if I could salvage anything using free plugins that are available. Oh my gosh, it's the worst I've played this. Crikey. Just to see if, you know, it obviously won't be as good as this, but to see if you could salvage anything, because again, the point sometimes is not to have the best. So I talked about Harris Heller earlier. People keep saying, what mic have you got? And can I buy it? And he says, no, this isn't. This is like either 30 quid or 60 quid mic. I think it was 60 quid it came up at. Because it's not available anymore, but the website I found where it was listed, the last time it was for sale, it was £60. And Harris Heller's mic is like $1,000, $2,000, something crazy like that. So he says, I just used this mic because I was a musician, still is a musician, but you know, I was a musician. So again, like me, I'm using this mic because I was doing the radio show. Although that's more similar to Twitch, granted. Yeah, Harris is saying, I use this mic because it's like having a favourite instrument, I guess. You know, it's the mic he likes the sound of. But he says, would I advise you buy one? No, because it's like several $1,000s. You don't need to spend anywhere near that much. In fact, I remember in Maplin when it was still open as a shop you could pop into, I remember getting a really decent mic for 15 quid. And it was a stereo mic. And I used to go around with my mini disc recorder doing field recordings with that stereo mic. And it, you know, stereo condenser mic. Really decent mic. And yeah, I think it was about £15. Might have even been cheaper than that. So Riggy, what are you thinking of doing? Have you started streaming already? Are you thinking of upgrading, or are you starting from scratch? Okay, we're getting there now. So, oh, I spoke too soon, didn't I? So the problems I found so far are that last time I was blaming a glitch in the emulator, and it was actually just that I didn't realise there was a low and a high gear in the game. So it's not entirely my fault. Now I've mastered the switching between gears, but if I like press the wrong bit on the D-pad, I end up accidentally dropping out a gear and stuff like that. Alright, so Riggy's saying my boy has started streaming and he's researching mics. Yeah, again, I mean, the advantage of starting off with a £10-15 mic is if you want to buy a better one, you haven't really wasted that much. I'm not trying to say throw away 10-15 quid at all. 10-15 quid's still a lot, but what I mean is if you've got a 10-15 quid mic that's half decent, and you then plump for a £60 mic, let's say, you've got the £15 mic as a second mic or as a backup mic. So it won't go to waste. I say backups are important because, yeah, I mean, I haven't actually. I'm saying do as I say, not as I do. I haven't got a backup mic for this one. If this one goes, yeah, please don't go. Don't go away. I'm not singing. Not doing singing. Fast forwarding. Sorry, I know. I just knew I wasn't going to get through to that. Yeah, oh no, feel free, fire away. My next question is, what cam? Yeah, well, as you know, because of certain lockdown that's happening at the moment, you may have heard of it. There's been a notorious price hike on webcams, so the sort of, not necessarily the best camera, but the camera most streamers use and recommend. It's a good balance between price and oh god, this is a rubbish balance between I don't know what's going on here. Well, you may have already heard and seen like a million YouTube videos, and your boy probably has as well. Logitech C920, and then there's a newer version of that out, and there's Brios and stream cams and all that. The Logitech C920, apparently there's a flash sale, which I missed annoyingly. If I got it in the flash sale, it would have been £30. But after COVID and stuff, and because everybody was working from home, so you had simultaneously people trying to get into streaming, and lots of people working from home wanting a decent webcam, and lots of people doing like just getting into vlogs, even if they weren't interested in streaming per se on Twitch, they were getting into vlogs. So the prices went up. Like even second-hand ones were going for £70-80, maybe even over £100 sometimes, and the new ones were £120, and often out of stock, and it was just insane. So I went on a bit of a hunt for. I thought, well, look, webcams used to be, they're just cheap and cheerful things. There's loads of them, surely. Just go on eBay. So I went on eBay and discovered actually it was a bit of a minefield. So that's my first caution. It's a very long roundabout way of answering the question, but it's because I want to put a caution in there. I want to make sure I don't just say do this, because it's a little bit more complicated than that. So some of the adverts, if you're looking for a HD webcam in particular, as in one that does at least 720p resolution, or preferably 1080p maybe. You know, I thought if I'm going to buy a new webcam, it's pointless buying one that's the same as webcams I've already got lying around the house. I could just look for them, but they'd be very, very low resolution webcams, those ones. The problem is lots of the listings on eBay lie. That's long and the short of it. They say HD, and then you get into them and they're no better than a basic webcam. Whether it's a language barrier thing and they assume that HD means 640 by 480, but that's VGA in my book. It's nowhere near HD resolution. So you've got that as well, and obviously you don't want to be spending a lot of money on a camera that's not deserving of that cost. So I took a punt on this one that was about £20, £23 probably, because I got a habit of rounding down prices, and that's the one I'm using now. So yeah, if you're happy with the quality of this, I mean, the general advice as well is, you know, when I zoom in, you can see, you know, it's not a bad picture at all, even full screen. I've done a couple of vlogs. If you look below this as well, my YouTube channel link is down there, and I've done a review of, I've called it the $20? No, I've got American. The £20 eBay webcam, something like that. I compared it to my Zoom Q2N, which I was also trying to use as a webcam with kind of poor results, really. It was disappointing. It's a HD webcam with a microphone on top. So actually, in terms of an all-in-one solution, it sounds ideal. You know, it can be a webcam and a decent mic. Very decent mic. You know, it makes you sound like you're right next to it, even if you're a meter away. But the webcam mode on it is shocking. And also, that cost me about £130 new, so again, it's not really saving you any money. For £130, you could definitely get a decent mic and a 20 quid webcam, couldn't you? So there's that. Again, I didn't buy it for streaming. If I bought it for streaming, I'd be horribly disappointed, but I bought it for live recording, where it does do full 1080p, no problem, and it's a nice image. It's just the webcam mode on it is horrible. And much, much worse than this 20 quid one. So yeah, feel free to have a look at that video. That'll also show you which one I went for. And it's the one that looks like this. Again, some of the adverts lie and say it autofocuses. It doesn't, but that's fine. I don't need autofocus right now. I'm not moving. And it does have, which I didn't realise actually. I thought, because when I bought it, the article for mine said fixed focus, and I thought, well, for 20 quid, fixed focus, no problem. I only realised actually that in a way they were lying, but too generously, because the front dial, that's not a dial. What's the word I'm looking for? The bit with the lens, the bit where the lens is actually screws. You can turn it left and right and focus it. So yeah, it is fixed focus, as in you turn it and then when you leave go it stays there. But fixed focus to me implies, like, you know, old disposable cameras used to be. That to me is fixed focus. It focuses from yay from yay to infinity, you know. That to me means, so I don't know, again, language barriers. I'm not necessarily blaming the people writing the descriptions. They're not necessarily deliberately lying, but they are lying, at least in our interpretation of what's the word I'm looking for? Our interpretation of what they mean by what they say. Yeah, it could be just a translation barrier thing. I think the other thing is as well, I talk a lot in my YouTube videos as well, but I'm fully concentrating on I'm not playing the game at the same time. So hopefully it's a little bit clearer as well, comparison. And I'm very happy with this camera. Really, really happy. And in fact, it's gone down in price. I found it. So what you're looking for is a camera that looks like this one. Looks like the one in the video. I might have a break after this actually to have a rehydrate. I'll see if I can punch the video up. Actually, do you know what? Yeah, I know I'm not going to get through that stage. So I'm not being defeatist. It's just I know I'm not going to get through that. It's just not going to happen. So let's just have let's not have a horrible clash between Harris Ellis stream beats and the Outrun music. Yes, I'm on the right screen. So let's see. Actually, could possibly just punch up the eBay. Because it came up in recommended. It came up $3.99. I thought, oh, you're kidding. No. So let's see if I can look at my recently viewed items. I thought, you can't do that to me. I paid £20 for mine. You can't sell it for $3.99. It wasn't quite that cheap, but it was a lot cheaper. It's $13.99. There it is. Right. So check it's not showing any random. It's not showing my account number or anything. No good. So yeah, basically that one. I forgot I'm on the right hand side. That's the camera I've got. And if you can see any others listed that look like this one, preferably with an actual picture. I mean, I know these are graphics that have been pulled from the manufacturer's thing, but some of them are like animations of the webcam, and then you're not entirely certain whether that's what you're getting. And as I say, yeah, this is fibbing a bit. It's $3.99 for the USB cable. You've got to click on webcam. But again, 12 quid. So this is what I'd normally be looking for on eBay to be willing to take a punt on it, because it is a gamble. It's always going to be a bit of a gamble, but 100% buyer satisfaction. This seller I've never bought from before, so I'm not saying either way, but they've got 100% positive feedback. It passes my take a punt threshold, if you like. 12 quid. You'll get this on screen now. I'd say is a live demo. I mean, it is, but because I'm streaming at low resolution, because I'm only on ADSL, actually it's not necessarily giving it the fairest demo. The picture is a lot better than you're probably seeing, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's not $3.99, and you'll find this with a lot of things. You'll just go, wow, that's a bargain, and then you realise, not quite. It's like, I think, well, I saw a Logitech C920 come up, and it was like $4.99. I thought, oh yes, buy. I thought, but I went into it, and it was $4.99 just for the cover that clipped to the front. The camera was still 120 quid. So yeah, you will not. I wouldn't have thought he'd be unhappy with this camera. It's and if he's disappointed that it's not a C920, tell him it was recommended, highly recommended. Because again, if you're going to buy a C920, you may as well spend a little bit more. Maybe it's that because £120. As I say, I'd have been willing to spend £30 on the Logitech C920. It's not a case of what it's worth. It's what it's worth to you. And £120 for a webcam to me just feels absurd, patently absurd. You know, £60-70 you might think, okay, it's the webcam everybody recommends, so it's like the industry standard of streaming, I suppose. So oh yeah, saying I'm off to sleep also. Yeah, I probably won't be long actually tonight because I've got work tomorrow as well. And Riggy's going to send the review video over now. Oh, cheers. Yeah. Honestly, for £20, or for £23, I was more than happy. Again, remember, I'm not using the microphones on this camera at all. Microphones are pants, right? But no insult intended to the manufacturer. I don't think, you know, they're just, well, they're just what they are, you know. I mean, they're probably not bad for the odd Skype. But if you, but as many videos about streaming will say, good audio is better than good video. So again, taking that into account, do you really need to spend £120 webcam, or can you get away with this 20 quid one, which is better than the one on my laptop, and it's actually full HD, and it's not lying about it. That's the point as well. It will do 1080p at 30 frames a second, whereas I think I found one that said it did 1080p, and I thought, good price. 1080p at 3 frames a second. That'd be like me doing the robot. That's about 3 frames a second. Shocker. Absolute shocker. And the fact they were charging like 25, 26 quid for it. So yeah, this one, definitely recommend. I've said that enough, I know, but yeah, cheers for joining me as well, and no star, as we would say in Wales. As we would say. I am in Wales. No star, as we say in Wales, that's grammatically correct. If I say no star too much, I'll end up falling asleep myself. Right, now that we've had a break, should we have another go? And see if the break has helped me improve at all. I suspect not. No star. And all the best with everything. Let me know how the stream goes. Yeah, when I saw that camera come up for $3.99, the reason I jumped at it is because I thought, well, I didn't really need a second one, but at $3.99 each, I'm going to buy another two. It's just, I'll have one pointing down at the mixing desk, and I'll have one pointing at some random angle just for some visual interest. Just you know, for that cheap. I thought, oh my gosh. But no, it was $11.99. I thought, well, so I'm toying with buying another one. Just so I've got two of them. Again, backup theory. This has been rock solid. Been using it for months. Zoom calls for work. Even did an online comedy open mic using it. And streaming, obviously. The last couple of YouTube videos, I thought, well, again, bit of a trade-off of quality versus convenience, but I wanted to get the video out there nice and quick, so I just used my Twitch studio setup. In fact, I was inspired by another... Sorry about that noise. I don't know why it keeps doing that in-game. I was inspired by a video I saw where they were basically saying the dream YouTube vlogging setup, and it was just to do it all at your desk, because basically you're right next to your edit. The difference it makes, being literally in your editing suite while you make the videos. In fact, it made one video very, very quick to make compared to the others anyway. You know, it still took some time, but I needed a voiceover, so I was switching between doing pieces to camera. No, the break hasn't improved me much. Switching between doing pieces to camera in my editing suite and voiceovers in my editing suite and editing in my editing suite. It kind of makes making YouTube videos fun again if you found them like, if you found them a bit of a chore, because there's a few YouTube videos on there that you'll see entitled Me Building Up My Midlife Crisis Vlogging Studio. And after I spent a load of money building it all up, I've never used it for a vlog. I've never actually used it for a vlog. The thing I've used for a vlog is this room, which actually has cost a lot less, you know. So I got like a 2 meter by 1.5 meter green screen upstairs. 2 lights for the green screen. 4 little lights as well. Camcorder and an auto cue, just cause, you know. Oh, and a field monitor. So to stick on top so I could see what I was doing, because the auto cue hid the camcorder screen even when it was folded out. So all this stuff I got, and then I was really happy with it. And once I got on a tight clip microphone, and basically I got to the point where I was happy with it. The one thing it didn't resolve was the time it takes to set up and put down. And that's what I find ends up being really off-putting, is that you'll think of an idea for a video, and then you'll go, yeah, but then I have to get the green screen out, and then I have to set the lights up, and then I have to set the camera up, and then I have to set all the settings up, and then I have to move the lights around to make sure the green screen's lit evenly, and then, you know, if I don't use the auto cue thing, you know, you could argue script writing's in there as well. Whereas when you're in your editing suite, you don't necessarily need a script. You just think, right, what do I want to say next? And you say it. Ta-da, done. Right, okay, what do I want to say next? And it becomes a lot more practical to actually be able to create a video sort of as you're imagining it, if that makes sense. It's why I like the graphics program I've got, because you know the thought to screen time is really, really short compared to, say, Photoshop, which I know lots of people know and love, but I don't get on with Photoshop at all. Zara Designer, on the other hand, it's like I can do a sketch and it's on the screen, and I can manipulate it, and it's intuitive, and I understand what's going on. I think I've slowed down too much here. So yeah, for tech videos where being in the Twitch studio is kind of okay, because it's a geeky studio anyway, so it's fine. It fits in with the style of the video, so you know. What I'm thinking of the other studio is I haven't given up on it. There's actually a part 6 on the way. There's 5 parts in that series, and again, part of it was, as I've seen lots of advice videos, Ashley Christ most recently, but lots of other people have said the same thing, and I'm very guilty of sort of waiting around until something happens, or until I have a certain piece of equipment in order to do something. The advice is use what you've got and start. Joe Scott says the same thing. It's like, you know, the best time, it's a re-quote of somebody else I know, but the best time to start was yesterday, or was years ago. The second best time to start is now. And so I just got my phone out, literally got my phone out, put it on a cardboard box and started talking. And that's what that 5-part series on setting up the Midlife Crisis Vlogging Studio is all about. I might look back on it in a few years' time and go, oh, cringe, but it taught me a lot, because it gave me something to edit, and you can't learn how to edit videos until you've got footage. And it was at this absurd point where I just wasn't doing anything. So that's what I did. I sort of comically, just to jumpstart things, my first video was about how I'm not making videos because of this, that, and the other. So I made a meta video about the fact I wasn't making videos, but it worked. It got me started. It got the ball rolling. Got the bug sort of revived, if you like. And away to go. As I say, I haven't given up on it. I'm gonna do a part 6 because I actually managed to get a bargain price ring light, and the problem I was having with the lighting. So, shman, that sound. So 2 of the lights. So I basically got the 2 backlights for the green screen, the big green screen upstairs, and then down here in this room I'm using 2 of the 4 mini lights that I bought, because what I found, the problem is the mini lights go very bright. When they're very bright, you get an instant migraine, and if you have them dim to not have a migraine, then or I've got softboxes on them, but the softbox diffuses the light too much, and then the backlights are so bright that the background ends up overexposed compared to the foreground. So I have to have the now diffused lights closer to my face, and if I have them close to my face, migraines are back. And or it's just too harsh, and it's just weird. The lighting just ended up weird. So I bought a ring light, also inspired by Harris Heller, I think, because when he does his pieces to camera, it's just him and a ring light, and the camera, obviously. And I saw this, and I thought to myself, okay, I could get a ring light that the camera would fit in, but surely there wouldn't be a ring light that the whole assembly, as in camcorder and auto cue. Oh, come on. That the whole camera and the auto cue would fit in, and then I saw it was like a bargain price. It was about £17, I think. This ring light that was, I think, 12-inch diameter. gigantic thing. Came with a tripod, comes with a very nice case actually. And I thought to myself, you're being silly. So I put it into watched items and then kind of left it. And then because the last one was left, the seller got in touch with me because he must have seen that I'd viewed the item and basically said, do you want the last one for 12 quid? I said, yeah, go on then. And so now I have a ring light. So the aim there, again, as I say, because the background was too overexposed compared to the foreground, but having the little mini rectangular lights, you know, like, I shouldn't have demonstrated. Mini rectangular lights about this big, 160 LEDs. Like I say, bright is good, but bright and close is not good. You know, all of that light is in a very small space, so to spread the light out, you've got to have it far away. Even if it's far away, it's dim. So that's why bigger panels sometimes can help. So basically, we'd have either needed big panels, or in this case, the ring light, which spreads the light in a ring. So because it spreads the light in a ring, well then it doesn't have to be so bright, but it gives you even illumination all the way around, and no shadows in theory. So that was the other problem as well, having the mini lights bright and close, even with softboxes, were casting too much of a shadow on the green screen, and casting a shadow on the green screen just mucked it up, because it's hard to chroma key out the green screen, or harder to chroma key out the green screen then. Right, should we concentrate on this properly now? As a last hurrah. It is midnight here in the UK, so I'm gonna try and be good to myself. I went on till 1 o'clock on Tuesday. That was okay, but it's not generally a good idea. Let's end Friday on a high rather than starting Friday morning exhausted, with my eyes all dotty from playing Outrun. Well, they're going to be dotty anyway, but give me more time to recover. Ooh, Riggy's saying, I can't find that camera review, or is it the £10 one, not £20? No, although I have confused things somewhat by having too many prices in the title. The £10 one is the capture card, but if you've got a spare camera lying around, that might be a cheaper option. A camera with a clean HDMI output, those capture cards are brilliant. Bought 2 of them. £10, can't go wrong. Plugs into USB. Many more experienced reviewers than me have struggled to find fault with it. You know, maybe they've said the colours are slightly different, as in they've literally been looking for something to say. They've said the colours are maybe ever so slightly different to £130 one, but it said unless I had them side by side you wouldn't even notice. And when I did a side by side comparison to a video, I basically took a video that I just made, put it onto a tablet with a HDMI output, and used the HDMI capture card to capture it. I couldn't tell the difference. I genuinely couldn't tell the difference. I thought it was just the same as playing the video on the screen in front of me on the same computer. It was pretty incredible. But no, it's further back than that. Keep forgetting I can pause games. No, I don't. I'm going to look at myself because let's see. Wayback Machine and Home Bargains, where I've seen on my YouTube. See all the videos I've lined up to watch now. There's Epos Vox and Harris Heller and a bit of Star Trek, of course. My channel. Where's it gone? That's a good point, actually. Videos tab. Yeah, £10 one. Gosh, I didn't realise it had gone so far back. Sorry, yeah. Hasn't been taken down, is it? I didn't know it. Don't think I said anything controversial. There it is. Cheap webcam to start. Sorry, microphone's a bit loud. I went into radio mode then, could you tell? I turned the mic up because I was far away from it, and then I was just like, why does it sound like I'm shouting? But the good thing is, I was deafening myself there, so hopefully I caught it before definitely anybody else. So this is the one. Cheap
For the
webcam to
last
start.
few weeks, I've been doing live stream on YouTube and Facebook, just as a bit of an experiment, something to try out, really, alongside my radio show and Off the Chart Radio.
Yeah. Shush, Jamie. But yeah. So I was talking, about basically losing any hope that I was going to get a webcam anytime soon. Because look at it. I mean, turn the sound down, but that's what I was using Zoom Q2N, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that as a webcam. Great camera, fantastic microphones. But all right, decent camera, fantastic microphones. Don't buy that for streaming. But yeah, look, £149. £149 for a webcam, and that's the £4.99 one I was talking about, where I was just like, ooh, £4.99, but no, that's just for the clip-on cover. And then I thought to myself, I'm kind of re-scripting the video, and seeing as this camcorder, this full HD camcorder, which I'm sure, I didn't look up the prices new, but I'm sure would have been worth about 200, 250 new at least. Cost me £40 second hand. No, you did look well, Ricky. It was hidden deeply, and that's I mean, that's really made me think I should sort my videos out, because the vlogging studio one's there, and yet I swear I had them laid out a bit better than that. Maybe I should have a channel called Streaming Help or something. Because actually now there's a collection of these £10 Camlink videos that makes more sense. Yeah, I'll think about that. You're giving me food for thought. Honestly, now don't assume it was you. I couldn't find it myself on my own channel. Yeah. Anything else I haven't covered? Feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer, because I think I'm going to wind up now. Actually, I'm not doing any better at Outrun than I was earlier. We've got, but we might come back to it next Thursday, possibly. And feel free to drop me a tweet or a I don't know what I've got below here in terms of links. Discord, if you use Discord at all, I keep trying to put some streaming tips in there. Riggy saying I'll pop in, and I didn't show this off last stream. This is something helpful as well. I'm in the wrong mood now. I'm giving away the secrets, but this is very cool. So what I can actually do, there we go, yay. Had a great chat going last time. Completely forgot to use this. Completely forgot. There we are. Yeah. Look forward to catching you again, and hope it all goes really well. I've had lots of fun, just pottering around. It gives you a lot of experience of learning new skills. It's all I know they always say about jobs and things, and in school, transferable skills is what it's all about. But I've learned so much in a very short space of time trying to do Twitch. You say that. Okay, let's keep doing it. It's not automatic, see, that's the problem. Well, I could set it to automatic, but then if anything anybody says will pop up. Riggy's saying you need that to pop up on your game. On your game, save you taking your eyes off the road. But you see, the problem is it wouldn't. Because unfortunately for me, maybe it's just the way I've got it set up. Unfortunately for me, the chat window is. I'll show you using my eyes. There's my chat, and there's where those messages are popping up, and there's where the game is. So Yeah, there. There's the game. There's the chat. There's the pop-ups. So actually, I'd still be taking my eyes off the road even to look at the pop-ups. In your view looking in, it looks like it's popping up, but there, like in front of me or something. But it'd be backwards then, I suppose. If that was real life, I'd be saying the words backwards. Some people can learn to read backwards, but anyway, I'm waffling. But yeah, I am. Oh, I see. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense now. Think about it. Riggy's saying, no, I meant you need it to pop up on your main screen. Yeah, that would be good. I mean, actually, thinking about it, the emulator doesn't take up the full screen, so I could have had the emulator over the top of this chat window. Thinking about it. In fact, why did I not do that? I can just. I mean. Oh no. Oops. Yeah. That I meant. Yeah, I could just do that. And then that. Yeah. Common sense. Common sense contributions live on stream. Always welcome. I wouldn't necessarily do it on that screen. I'm only putting that on that screen so that you can see it on the stream. But yeah, that's how I could have had it on my main screen straight in front of me. And then I would have seen all the chats. Just right there, but I still would have had to glance right. Yeah, maybe. It would be a lot nicer if, as you say, what you really intended, and I do understand. I'm just being a bit silly. Yeah, it would be nice if that actually popped up above the emulator. Won't work for Apex Legends as you need to full screen. Yeah, I didn't do too bad at Apex Legends last time. I'm terrible at Apex Legends, but I actually managed to do a half decent job. So I was well chuffed with that. Could I do the pop-up above all programs? Well, yeah, it's because it's the featured chat thing is a browser source, so the only way for me to get it on screen would be to have a web browser on my main screen, and then it wouldn't be transparent, if that makes sense. I mean, there might be a way of doing it, but I don't know of one. And of course, then even if it is transparent, it might be in the way of me clicking on stuff, so I don't know. It would be a cool overlay to have. I'm sure there are Twitch chat overlays for games. They do exist. Because I know that you can have Twitch chat coming up in VR and things like that. Without interfering with it, it comes up actually in front of your eyes, literally in 3D in that case. So they do exist, I just haven't found one yet. I don't know which one I'd use. But yeah, this one is only overlaying on the stream, so I mean, yeah, as I say, I could do that, and then what have we got? Don't necessarily want to show that. I want to get the link. Right, so if I copy the browser link, and then I'll show you what happens. So if I pop up a message, I'll set 2 messages in the queue. So, you might not catch it then if you're about to go. Very cool, one for the future. Yeah. In case you're still on and you're seeing it very quickly. So that's what happens. And then in the browser, you basically get this. So this is in the web browser now. So it's generating it all inside a web browser with a transparent background. The problem is that actually in the web browser itself, yeah, I just thought there might have been an outside chance because I do the same. I say I'm going and then I don't. So yeah, but it's okay. I'll let you go now. But does that make sense? So I'd have to make the browser background transparent and stop it from stopping me clicking on what's behind it. So I don't think it would work in the same sense. It would have to be a different program, I suspect. Because of course what OBS Studio is doing, which is what we're using for the streaming, is actually like it's extracting what's in that browser window and drawing it directly on top of this window. So it doesn't have a web browser in the way, if that makes sense. It's taking the actual web browser code. It's taking it's not really HTML. suppose it's HTML somewhere, but yeah, it's extracting that and displaying it in OBS raw without the web browser attached to it, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's the same with all of the overlays. They all use a very similar style. It's a URL that you can copy, and if you copy and paste that URL then into a browser source, so for example this scrolling stuff behind me is a browser source. This one in when we're actually in the game, and I've fudged up the window again, hang on. So this thing in the top right hand corner, that's a browser source. So the browser is actually taking up the whole screen right now. It's just that you can't see all of it because most of it's transparent. Yeah, so I don't know. Waffling too much now. Over-egging the point. Yeah, cheers for joining me, and glad I could help out, and hope I have helped out. And you may not be sticking with me for the raid, but I always try and get into a habit of raiding somebody. But again, I know what that feels like when you're about to go to bed. You're almost... and I'm saying this myself, as somebody who's about to do a raid. It's just like, oh, please don't. And then you stick around because it's like, oh, right, but I feel like I should stick around for the person you're raiding because it's obviously somebody you like, but it's like, please could you not raid? So I don't know. I'm in two minds about it. And especially when you got like, that person will then raid somebody else and you'll go, oh no. But I will do it because I'm trying to get into the habit of doing it. So yeah, good night, Riggy. Riggy, I nearly said Riggsy again. Sorry. Good night, Riggy, and cheers for joining me. And that'll be it from me for tonight. I'll be back next Tuesday, hopefully. That's 2 weeks with this schedule. I'm saying it quietly because last time I planned to schedule it all fell apart very quickly. I've managed 2 weeks in a row now, sticking to... Actually, what am I doing? I'm going to spoil the illusion now because I'm going to go out of frame. Yeah. 2 weeks of sticking. I'm now trying to talk through a bit of plastic. Of sticking to this very schedule. It's lasted long enough for me to put it on a pegboard, and those of you who have pegboards know that I mean, there's not many letters on here, but it's not a quick task. It's a good therapeutic task, though. I recommend pegboards. You know, you have to slow down. You have to just slowly place each letter and place them before. You know, just lay them on top before, so that you know they're in the right place. Otherwise, yeah, I'll try that again. Just one more time, because just let somebody join as I'm about to do a raid. So I'm hopefully going to be back next Tuesday. Those of us with a little bit of obsessiveness over space will notice I've left a gap there. Yeah, no, that's not empty. Well, okay, it is empty, but if I do an unannounced stream, it'll go there. No, it won't. It'll be unannounced. Yeah, it's obviously getting late. So I will finish very soon. What I mean is, there may be some weeks as I get close to certain targets. I'm very grateful to my new followers. It's not all about numbers, and I'm not in a rush, but we have crossed that 50 follower threshold. So I've hit 3 out of the 4 targets for becoming affiliates. Again, I'm not in a rush. Some people have managed it in a couple of days. Some people have managed it in a week. I'm not bothered. I've been on for weeks, months, not got anywhere near. But now that it's kind of on the horizon, it's like there may be, if I can see that things are just near the edge. I'm not interested in pushing it towards that necessarily. It'll just gravitate towards there on its own. I'm having fun, just exploring and going along at my own pace, just plodding along, and I honestly don't mind either way. But that's not to say that if I get close to just nudging over that 4th threshold, yeah, I'm gonna want to just go, just like give it that little little nudge over the hill to carry on rolling over the other side. So that's what that's for, basically. If I get to the point where a third stream in that week would be really, really helpful, well, it's going to go there. But for now, I've graduated from 1 stream per week. Now we're doing 2 streams per week, semi-regularly, at least until university starts back, which is very, very soon, actually. I'm doing a university course at the moment alongside work. It's kind of part of work. It's the two go hand in hand, so that's really cool. But does quite often mean that not everybody normally does. Lots of people do part-time work and a part-time degree. I'm trying to do a full-time degree with full-time work. The course has been adapted to do that precise thing, so they're very flexible and very understanding, and it's been custom built for you to be able to do it. However, streaming may have some breaks when that happens. It's quite often university students at deadline time, sort of, everything stops. The world around you stops when deadlines come up. So I'm going to be no exception when it comes to that. So we'll try and keep it going as long as we can. It'll certainly keep going through the first few weeks of term, because I don't see any problem there. I mean, Tuesday and Thursday is good because Wednesday night is when we're doing uni. Well, Wednesday afternoon tonight. And then, what was I trying to say? Yeah, so it should be okay for the first few weeks, but then there'll be a midterm assignment, and so we'll see. We'll see how we go. That's all I can say. But yeah, next Tuesday. Ooh. Probably a good time to finish now anyway, because it's just saying unstable. Ooh. Red again. Why? Out of nowhere. It's the internet, I guess. So yeah, let's raid quick before I lose everything. We've got a choice then. I was talking about Colin earlier. So do you know what? I'm going to raid Colin. You will like Colin's stream. He's the person I was talking about who has the TV when he's doing the retro stuff. Except tonight, he's playing Rocket League. So I think that's quite a good sort of friendly game as well to segue into. Because I'm trying, last time I did a raid, I ended up sort of clunking into something that was a completely different feel, completely different style. I mean, I'm nowhere near... well, Rocket League's got cars in it. It's cars playing football. This is just... I played a racing game. Now we've got cars playing football. So, yeah, that's a nice segue. Assuming he's staying on Rocket League. That also happened on another recent raid. It didn't matter because the game was very similar to what I was saying it was anyway. In some ways, a similar genre, but yeah, it was a different game than the one that appeared. So in theory, we got Rocket League, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. So yeah, cheers for joining me. Hopefully, catch you next Tuesday, unless I do an unannounced stream. Feel free to follow me on YouTube and Discord below as well. Links below. Well, links will be below until I click the raid button. Got another few seconds to go. Let's just see. Oh, we've got the free roll ad. Of course we have. So I can't tell you what he's doing on stream, but I'm there ready anyway, so I'll stick around for a short while, but I've got to get to bed. And yeah, let's go watch some Rocket League.